Welcome into WagerTalk TV. I'm Drew Martin, joined by Marco D'Angelo and Brian Leonard of WagerTalk.com. We're talking NCAA tournament action here, guys. Round one in the East region. We got Colorado minus 5-point favorites here, Marco, versus Georgetown. 138 being the total. You like it anything here? Colorado versus Georgetown.
Yeah, Drew, you look at this one and, Georgetown, what a run they had over the weekend winning the Big East tournament. Now, normally I would worry about teams that run through their conference tournament that really weren't expected to do so. A lot of times it takes too much out of a team when they head into the big dance. But we are getting an extra day's rest this year as everything got pushed back a day. And I really want to look at this Georgetown team and talk about them because you look at the seeding in this game and, the seedings to me are irrelevant. I mean, because you got guys sitting in a room watching games, deciding who's going on what line of the bracket. And then there's people in Vegas that actually do it for a living that know what these teams are worth. And I can tell you right now, the Georgetown that we saw over the final month of the season is not a 12 seed, okay? This is a team that benefited immensely from COVID, and that's something that you're not going to hear me say too often this year, but this is a team I feel that did benefit. They only had one starter coming into the season, and this is a team that had a 3-week pause during the season. And when they came back from that 3-week pause, they went into it, they started the season 3-8. Since then, when they came back from the pause, they ran off 10 out of 14 games they won, 11-3 against the spread. This team returning the one starter found themselves during that COVID pause, whatever it was, Patrick Ewing got the chemistry right, got this team doing the X's and O's correctly, and they are a very good defensive team. And you know what? You give me points with the better defense, I'm going to be there all the time. And I'm not that high on the Pac-12 this year. So I think Georgetown's a very live dog. I've got Georgetown taking this one. I'll take the points with Georgetown.
Yeah, good breakdown, Marco. And Brian, I mean, like Marco touched on, almost a case of two different seasons here when they came back after that COVID pause. They are catching 5 points here against the Pac-12 team from the Big East, the Big East champions. Are you with Marco taking the points?
Actually, I'm looking at this slightly differently. Um, Colorado's a team that went into their last game. They just came off of beating USC 72-70 in a barn burner. A lot of people were thinking that USC was the team to beat coming out of the Pac-12. To get that victory and then come back the very next day and play an Oregon State team that, I'll be honest with you, I didn't think they were very good, and I still don't think they're very good, but at least they're in the tournament. But you've got a team in that game against Oregon State. They just weren't prepared for that game. And I'd like to fade teams that win their conference tournament. That would be fading Georgetown here. It's a situation for me that I have Colorado being the better team. Opened about 4. Now I'm seeing 5, 5.5. I wouldn't go any more than 5.5 for sure in this game. What really concerns me for Georgetown is taking care of the basketball. They're ranked 308th in offensive turnover percentage, 314th in defensive turnover percentage. So they turn the ball over a lot offensively, don't force defensive turnovers. And you've got a Colorado team right now is 65th in offensive turnover percentage. So they do a very good job in that regard. One thing for those, obviously, with a game in this range, you want to take a look at free throw shooting. And both teams are very good. Georgetown's 48th. Colorado's actually second in the nation in free throw shooting at 82.2%, which is really impressive when you've gone the entire season and you're shooting over 80%. This is a team that does very well offensively, especially shooting from threes. So I lean with Colorado here more because they're coming off of that bad effort against Oregon State, and Georgetown's playing really good right now. But coming into the season, I don't know if Georgetown was a team that we were expecting to play in the tournament. So they got hot at the right time. Good for them, especially good for them because I had them the last couple of games. But I think Colorado's a better team here, but no more than 5.5. That's my limit in this game.
Good breakdowns from both Brian and Marco. Check them both out at wagertalk.com. Also, guys, we got a good coupon here, MM50 at checkout. That's MM50 takes $50 off. March Madness package available right now at wagertalk.com.